We've seen Spain beat England at the Euros. We've seen Real Madrid beat Manchester City in the Champions League. So ahead of the 24-25 Premier League season, I sent out a few invitations and invited the biggest Spanish clubs to come play in the Premier League. Let's all give a warm round of applause to Barcelona, Real Madrid, Athletic Club Bilbao, and Atletico Madrid because they are coming to play in the Prem. And for 10 full seasons, we're gonna see if the Spanish clubs can compete in the Premier League and who's gonna win more Premier League titles, more FA Cups, and more Carabao Cups. Or just maybe with the addition of the Spanish clubs into the Premier League, maybe some of these Premier League clubs just can't compete and they'll be relegated. Oh yeah, and one more thing that I forgot to mention, transfers are all updated, so players like Dominic Solanke, they don't play for Bournemouth anymore, he's at Spurs. And Dani Olmo is not at RB Leipzig, he's at Barcelona. Pedro Neto is at Chelsea, while guys like Joshua Zirkzee, Lenny Yoro, Matthias de Ligt, and Mazraoui are all at Manchester United. I'm not gonna go through every club, you get the idea. The new Premier League table with 4 Spanish giants is set, guys, so let's go to the end of Season 1. Season 1 of our Premier League with a few Spanish giants lurking around has come to an end. 38 matches have been played. Who won it? Well, I can tell you, it wasn't Manchester City. It was broke Barcelona. Broke Barca won the Premier League on 77 points, beating Manchester City by a single point. Liverpool came in 3rd. Atletico Madrid came in 4th. Real Madrid came in 5th. Arsenal in 6th, Chelsea in 7th, Man United in 8th. Spurs with Dom Solanke all the way down in 10th. Where is Athletic Club Bilbao? They finished mid-table, decent mid-table, in 14th on 40 points. They allowed 59 goals. It's kind of a lot of goals to concede. And getting relegated. Bye-bye Everton, bye-bye Wolves, bye-bye Fulham. Adding those Spanish teams made these clubs obviously not good enough. They're going down to the championship. We got a Spanish club in Barcelona on the board in the Premier League with a trophy. What about the cups? The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Starting in the FA Cup, the semi-finals were Man United versus Athletic Club Bilbao, and Man United went to the FA Cup final, and Real Madrid beat Chelsea. Chelsea also went to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but they lost. The final was Man United versus Real Madrid, and it was another Spanish club in Real Madrid. They won the FA Cup. But hey, kudos to Manchester United, man. With the new signings, they did pretty well. In the Carabao Cup, the first semi-final, it was Liverpool versus Arsenal. Arsenal beat Liverpool on penalties, and the other semi-final, it was Real Madrid versus Barcelona, and Real Madrid took care of broke Barca 5-1 on aggregate. So the final of the Carabao Cup, it was Real Madrid versus Arsenal, and it was Real Madrid that won it. They did the double. So after the first season in England where 3 trophies were available, all of them were won by Spanish clubs, 1 by Barcelona and 2 by Real Madrid. Season 2 has come to an end, guys. What has happened in the Premier League? Are Spanish clubs going to continue to dominate? The winner of the Premier League, Real Madrid, on 82 points, once again beating Manchester City by 3 points, 79, broke Barca in 3rd on 78, and Arsenal just couldn't keep up with the top 3. They finished on 71. Nice to see Chelsea in 5th, but they were miles behind. Look at that gap between 4th and 5th. 15 points between 4th and 5th. Manchester United in 6th, Atletico Madrid in 7th, Aston Villa in 8th. Nice to see them there with all these incredible teams playing in the same league now. Liverpool all the way down in 10th. My gosh, Spurs in 11th. Athletic Club Bilbao just can't compete, man. In 15th place, Crystal Palace is in 16th, and who got relegated? Leicester, Bournemouth, man. Why is Bournemouth always getting relegated? And Leeds United. Leeds United obviously came up, and they are going right back down. Can we get an English club to win a trophy in their own country? The FA Cup semi-finals of Season 2. West Ham versus Liverpool. That's the first semi-final. West Ham went to the semi-finals. That's amazing. They lost to Liverpool, though. The other semi-final, Real Madrid versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace also went to the semis. They couldn't beat Real Madrid, so it was Real Madrid versus Liverpool, and it was Real Madrid 2-1 over Liverpool. So Madrid has done the double in Season 2. What about the Carabao Cup? Any trophies for an English club? Arsenal versus Fulham. Fulham went to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and the other semi-final, Newcastle versus Real Madrid, and Real Madrid beat them. So Real Madrid Madrid. They could do the treble here, but they lost the Carabao Cup to Arsenal, and we got an English club winning a trophy. 4-2 for Arsenal over Real Madrid. Maybe the curse is now broken and English clubs can get on a roll and win some trophies. We're going to season 3. This is exciting. Season 3 is over, guys. The Spanish clubs are up 5 trophies to 1. Can the Premier League clubs, the English clubs, make a comeback? The winner of the season 3 Premier League is Newcastle United. Newcastle won the Prem in season 3 on 78 points, beating out Real Madrid, beating out Arsenal, beating out Manchester City, Spurs in 5th, Barcelona all the way in 6th, broke Barca, not having a good time apparently in season 3, Chelsea in 7th, Liverpool in 8th, Atletico Madrid dropped all the way down to 10th, Aston Villa to 13th, and Athletic Club Bilbao once again mid-table. Who's getting relegated? Southampton, Everton, and Fulham. Everton and Fulham and Southampton, they all came out there going right back down once again. But Newcastle United, that is an actual W. Let's go. So now all of a sudden it is 5-2 and it's game on. We're going to the FA Cup. In the semi-finals, it was Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Real Madrid won on penalties 5-4. And the other semi-final was Chelsea versus Aston Villa, and Chelsea beat Aston Villa. So the final was Real Madrid versus Chelsea, and Chelsea beat Real Madrid on penalties 5-4, getting another trophy for the English boys. It's 5-3. Now in the Carabao Cup, Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth went to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup and they beat Manchester United 3-2 on aggregate. Bournemouth went to the finals of the Carabao Cup. And then the second semi-final, Real Madrid versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace had to face Real Madrid once again and they got hammered once again. So the third season Carabao Cup final, it was Real Madrid versus Bournemouth, and yeah, of course Real Madrid won. Real Madrid won the Spanish clubs a trophy in season 3, bringing their total up to 6, so it's 6-3 going into season 4. But there's still a lot of seasons to go through, and Newcastle and Chelsea have given the Premier League clubs some hope. Season 4 is in the books, and broke Barca is up to their old tricks once again. No money, no problem. They won the Premier League 24-8-6 on 80 points, beating out once again Manchester City, who has not won a single thing in this video so far. Real Madrid in 3rd, Spurs climbed all the way to 4th, Liverpool in 5th, Atletico Madrid in 6th, Arsenal and Chelsea all the way down in 7th and 8th, Manchester United in 11th. Athletic Club Bilbao saw a little bit of an improvement. They moved up to 12th, but still no trophies and getting relegated. Bournemouth, man, once again. Oh my gosh. Bournemouth, Leeds United, and Wolves all going down to the championship. So Barcelona won the Spanish club its 7th trophy in season 4. We're off to the FA Cup in season 4. The first semi-final, Real Madrid versus Fulham, and Real Madrid squeaked by Fulham 7-6 on penalties, going to another FA Cup final. And the other semi-final, it was Atletico Madrid versus Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town went to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They lost 4-2 to Atletico Madrid. So the final, it was Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, obviously for yet another trophy for a Spanish club, and it was Real Madrid 2-1, trophy number 8. The Carabao Cup in season 4, the first semi-final, Villa versus Arsenal. Arsenal are victorious. The other semi-final, Barcelona versus Bristol City. Yeah, Bristol City, but 8-4 on aggregate for Barcelona, and Barcelona won the Spanish club's trophy number 9, a clean sweep for the Spanish Giants in season 4. 2 trophies for Barca, 1 trophy for Real Madrid. We are off to season 5. Man, the Premier League clubs, they need to start winning some stuff. Season 5, and finally Manchester City does what they're supposed to do with Pep Guardiola. They won the Premier League, 83 points, beating out Real Madrid in 2nd, Barcelona in 3rd, Atletico Madrid in 4th, West Ham United 5th place finish, not bad whatsoever, Spurs in 6th, Man United in 7th, Liverpool in 8th, Chelsea in 9th, Arsenal all the way in 10th place, man. What's happening at Arsenal? 54 points, that's it. Athletic Club Bilbao is honestly a mid-table Premier League side. They've been that this entire video. And who got relegated? Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and Sunderland. Sunderland finally made it back to the Premier League, but they only managed to win 3 matches. Back to the championship. What a terrible season. What about the cups? The FA Cup. First semi-final, Fulham versus Barcelona. Barcelona won it in a thriller 4-3. And the other semi-final, it was Liverpool versus Arsenal, and Liverpool beat Arsenal 2-1. That means the final of the FA Cup in season 5, it was Barca versus Liverpool, and Liverpool won the English Premier League clubs another trophy. The 5th trophy, 2-0 over Barca. And then the Carabao Cup in Season 5. Can the English clubs do a clean sweep like the Spanish clubs did in Season 4? The first semi-final, West Ham versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid 3-1 on aggregate. Atleti is going to the final of the Carabao Cup. And the other semi-final, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. It was always going to be Real Madrid. And the final, it was Real Madrid over Atletico Madrid. Trophy number 10. It is 10-5 for the Spanish clubs going into Season 6. It is the year 2030. Season 6 is in the books, guys. Who won the Premier League? Can Spanish clubs continue their dominance? Or can English clubs make their way back up and maybe close the gap a little bit? Manchester City won the Premier League in Season 6. Yes, on 75 points. Newcastle United also on 75 points, but Man City, better goal difference. Man United in 3rd. So the top 3 all went to English clubs. Real Madrid dropped down to 4th. Spurs in 5th. West Ham in 6th. Chelsea and Liverpool 7 and 8. Where's broke Barca and Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club Bilbao? Barcelona in Season 6 all the way down in 9th. My goodness. Atletico Madrid in 12th. Athletic Club Bilbao in 13th. And relegated Leeds, Fulham, and West Brom. But Manchester City get the English clubs their 6 trophies, and they're not that far behind. It is 10-6. In the FA Cup, the first semi-final, it was Barcelona over Newcastle United 2-1, so they are going to the final. And the other semi-final was an all-Spanish semi-final. Athletic Club Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid, and Athletic Club Bilbao also won a 2-1. And the final, it was won by Athletic Club Bilbao on penalties over Barcelona, winning the Spanish clubs its 11th trophy. In the Carabao Cup in Season 6, Atletico Madrid versus West Ham United, and West Ham won the first semi-final, going to the Carabao Cup final 4-3 on aggregate. And the other semi-final, it was an all-English final. It was Arsenal versus Manchester City, and Man City won on penalties. But then Manchester City lost the Carabao Cup final to West Ham United in Season 6 2-0. So West Ham won their first trophy in Season 6 and got the 7th trophy for the English clubs, bringing the total up to 7. The end of Season 7, guys, it is 11-7 for the Spanish clubs, but Manchester City did it once again. They won the Premier League. That is 3 seasons in a row. Pep Guardiola is making things happen on 80 points. And look at the top 6. Man United in 2nd, Chelsea in 3rd, Brighton is in 4th, Spurs in 5th, and Villa is in 6th. And the first Spanish club is actually, it's not Barcelona, it's not Real Madrid, it's Atletico Madrid. They are in 7th, Newcastle is in 8th. Athletic Club Bilbao moved up to 9th and surpassed Real Madrid, who finished in 10th place in Season 7, while Barcelona went all the way down to 12th. Arsenal in 13th, Liverpool in 14th. Ew, what happened there? And then relegated Brentford, Everton again, and Norwich City. You can hate Manchester City or love Manchester City, but they are keeping the Premier League clubs in this race. Season 7 FA Cup semi-finals, Brighton versus Real Madrid. Brighton had a very good season, but they lost to Real Madrid in the semi-finals, while Crystal Palace once again went yet to another semi-final, and they managed to lose it to Manchester United. So the Season 7 FA Cup final, it was Real Madrid versus Man United, and it was Real Madrid that beat Man United 3-2, earning the Spanish club's trophy number 12. And then the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Well, West Ham again went to the Carabao Cup final. Oh my gosh, they beat Barcelona on penalties. That's insane. And the other semi-final, it was Villa versus Spurs, and Spurs got destroyed by Villa 3-0. That means we had an all-English Carabao Cup final in Season 7, and it was West Ham United over Villa. West Ham has won the Carabao Cup 2 seasons in a row. That is outrageous. Bro, West Ham United is actually cooking in this video, and it's 12-9 for the Spanish clubs going into Season 8. Season 8 is over. Manchester United are Premier League champions. Yes, they are. And a very, very low point total too. Only 66 points. Real Madrid did bounce back. They finished in 2nd on 64 points. Atletico Madrid in 3rd, and West Ham. We said West Ham is cooking. They are in the top 4 in Season 8. Barcelona is is in 6th, Arsenal is in 8th, Liverpool is in 10th, Man City is in 12th. What happened? Manchester City, you just won the Prem a bunch of seasons in a row. They finished in 12th in season 8. Athletic Club Bilbao in 13th. Aston Villa almost got relegated in 15th, but getting relegated, it is Bournemouth. Once again, Bournemouth, man. Wolves and Leicester. But the big news is that Manchester United won the Premier League clubs its 10th trophy, and now they're only 2 behind. In the FA Cup semi-finals during season 8, Brighton over West Ham United. West Ham almost went to another cup final, but they lost to Brighton, who went to a cup final. And then Spurs beat Atletico Madrid. That means we had an all-English final, Brighton versus Spurs, and Spurs won a trophy, earning the English club's trophy number 11. Dom Solanke moved from Bournemouth to Spurs, and he won something, unlike Harry Kane. And then the Carabao Cup final in season 8. The first semi-final, Fulham versus Chelsea, and Chelsea beat Fulham 5-3 on aggregate, going to the Carabao Cup final. And the other Carabao Cup semi-final, Atletico Madrid. They keep on going to a lot of semi-finals, but they keep losing them because they lost to Nottingham Forest. That means the final, it was Chelsea versus Forest, and Chelsea won the English club's its 12th trophy in season 8. That means it is 12-12 going into season 9. Oh man, I'm excited. Season 9 is in the books, guys, and Manchester City won the Premier League on 82 points, officially giving the Premier League clubs a lead, 13-12. Arsenal in 2nd, Barcelona in 3rd, Real Madrid all the way in 4th. Athletic Club Bilbao climbed up to 5th place, not bad. West Ham and Chelsea in 7th and 8th, Man United in 6th, Spurs in 11th, Liverpool in 12th, Atletico Madrid all the way down in 13th. What has happened? And relegated, Palace, Everton again, and Fulham again. But a Spanish club has actually not won the Premier League since season 4, when Barcelona did the double. In season 9, the FA Cup semi-finals, Barcelona did beat Villa 2-0 and going into the FA Cup finals. And the other semi-final, Atletico Madrid once again in another semi-final and losing yet another semi-final. Someone go through this video from the beginning and tell me how many semi-finals Atletico Madrid has lost. They lost to Manchester City. So that means the final, Man City versus Barcelona, and it was Manchester City once again winning trophy number 14 for the Premier League boys. Now, we're gonna have a Premier League clean sweep in season 9 like we did in season 8. Let's go to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Manchester City, they're into another final. They're going to the Carabao Cup final because they beat Arsenal 5-1 on aggregate. And the other one, it was Barca versus Liverpool, and Liverpool beat Barca. That means we are gonna have a clean sweep. It was Man City versus Liverpool, and Manchester City in season 9, they did the treble, guys. They won everything, giving the Premier League clubs a 15-12 trophy lead going into the final season, season 10, where the Spanish clubs, they cannot win the competition, they can only draw, and they gotta win every single trophy. Last season, season 10, can Spanish clubs come back and make this thing a draw? Well, in the Premier League, Real Madrid finally came back to their winning ways, and finally Barcelona are high up in the table. Real Madrid won the Premier League in season 10 on 81 points, with Barcelona finishing in 2nd, Aston Villa in 3rd, and Man City dropping all the way down to 4th. Athletic Club Bilbao in 7th, Atletico Madrid finished in 8th, while Spurs and Arsenal took 5th and 6th. Man United dropped all the way to 10th, West Ham in 11th, Liverpool in 12th. Liverpool has had an abysmal time in these 10 seasons, and then relegated. Bournemouth again, man. How many times? Leeds, Bournemouth, and West Brom. But Real Madrid is keeping the Spanish clubs alive because it is 15-13 going into the 2 cups. The FA Cup semi-finals in season 10. Blackburn Rovers went to the FA Cup semi-final, but they lost to Chelsea. And the other semi-final, it was 2 Spanish clubs, Athletic Club Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid lost another semi-final to Athletic Club Bilbao this time. That means the final, it was Chelsea versus Bilbao, and it was Athletic Club Bilbao winning trophy number 14 for the Spanish clubs. It is 15-14 going into the last trophy, the Carabao Cup. And in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, the first semi-final, it was Athletic Club Bilbao, who had obviously a very good season, versus West Ham United. But West Ham United beat them 3-2 on aggregate, going to the Carabao Cup finals once again. And the other Carabao Cup final, final, I can tell you right now that it was an all English final. Therefore, the Spanish clubs, they cannot catch up. They cannot come back. The other semi-final was Man United versus Forest, and Man United won 3-2. But West Ham could not win the Carabao Cup because it was Manchester United in season 10, 2-0 over West Ham, bringing the English club's total trophy to 16 and keeping the Spanish clubs at 14. Therefore, completing a very insane comeback by the English Premier League clubs against all these Spanish giants, man. If you remember in the beginning of the video, the Spanish clubs had some massive leads, 5-1, 9-3. But then they cooled off, man. Barcelona didn't win a single trophy since season 4. The top two clubs from each side with the most trophies was Real Madrid for the Spanish clubs. They won 9 out of their 14 trophies. Absolutely dominated. But on the English Premier League side, it was actually a little bit more even. Man City led the way, but they only won 6 out of the 16 trophies. We saw West Ham United win a couple of trophies, Newcastle as well, Chelsea, Arsenal won one, Manchester United contributed. And on the Spanish side, you gotta give some respect to Athletic Club Bilbao because they were probably the weakest side out of all the 4 Spanish sides, and they won more trophies than Atletico Madrid. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button for me and the subscribe button as well with the little noti bell. I would really appreciate it. And go watch this video too because it's a good one. Peace, 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 peace. You know I love ya. FC 25 is coming.